family, welcome again to another episode on the Winnie School of Elegance channel. Today we're going to be discussing something very interesting, and the topic, like the title of this video already suggests, is playing the role of a wife when you are just a girlfriend. Now this one is for all of my single ladies in the house. If you're a single lady, stay glued to your screen because I'm about to spill some dating etiquette tea for you so that you can thrive through your relationships. Before we go into the topic of discussion for today, if you aren't subscribed to the channel yet, now would be a very good time for you to click that subscribe button and join the community, especially if leveling up is something you are all about. There is so much more content to come on leveling up, and you definitely do not want to miss out on any single one of them. So click the button and join the family, okay? Now, just in case you're wondering how this topic is relevant to elegance or living an elegant lifestyle, one of the major components of maintaining or living an elegant lifestyle is dating and relationships. In dating, there are certain things or certain customary practices that elegant people need to abide by. And this topic, or today's episode, was actually inspired by a real life scenario of someone who I consider a friend, who came to me and explained certain things to me that happened in her relationship and how things turned sour for her. And now she's left alone to deal with a hurt or nurse a hurt that was created or caused by her own self because she was playing the role of a wife when she was just a girlfriend. Now her heart is very broken and she's trying to heal, and even though I'm helping her through the process, I thought it best to just come and share some things to my single ladies so that you are not overstepping your bounds and doing things that is not necessarily your responsibility when you are just in the dating phase. So that's the reason we decided to film this episode. Who knows, one person or two people can learn a thing or two from it. So diving right along into the topic, I'm going to start by defining who a wife is and who a girlfriend is. In my notes here, I put down that a wife is a married woman who is a legal partner to a man. She's not only recognized by the family or the law as a legal partner, she's also recognized by God himself as a legal partner to her man, to her husband. So a wife is someone who has full 100% backing of not just her family members, but backing from the law and backing from God as well. It means she is fully devoted and committed and has received the same level of commitment from her husband. That's who a wife is. Of course, there may be other varied definitions, but with regards to, or staying in context to this topic, that's the definition that I have derived. Now, who is a girlfriend on the other hand? I put down here that a girlfriend is not a legal partner. Even though she may be in a committed relationship with a man, she's not legally bound to her man and she's not recognized legally as his partner by his family, members of the society or the law, or even in the eyes of God. Whatever commitments she is giving the man at the time is just from a personal decision, trusting and hoping that it may lead to a full commitment in marriage. Does that make sense? Sometimes people have different goals or end games in mind when they're just in the girlfriend phase. Some people don't necessarily want to be girlfriends and that's transition into wives. Some people are just dating for the sake of dating. They don't want to be wives. But most people, at least most people that I know, are dating so that they can be in a committed full marital relationship with a partner. So just in case you fall in the category of the latter, then this video is certainly for you. So I also put down here that I like to think of a girlfriend as a female companion to a man who may not or may be in a romantic or sexual relationship with that man. So as a girlfriend, sometimes depending on your moral values, you may or may not be in a romantic or sexually active relationship with your partner. So with that being said, let's now move right along to what the role of a wife is. What is the role of a wife? When you think things through, what do you think a role of a wife is? Now, a lot of people may say that the role of a wife is restricted to being a partner, cooking the meals, taking care of the house, taking care of the children, being there for the man, being submissive, all of that. A lot of people have whatever speculations that they may have about what the role of a woman should be as a wife. From my own point of view, I like to see that the role of a wife is quite dynamic and it's different. It can be different for different groups of people. So a family dynamic may be different from another family. One family may see the role of a wife to be just cleaning and cooking and all of that. Another family may see the role of a wife to be something different. In modern family dynamics, you can't really pinpoint and say, oh, the role of a wife is to clean, to cook, and to do all of those menial jobs. People easily outsource these things to third parties or companies to do now. So in my own opinion, I'd say that there's really no role of a wife, neither is there a role of a husband. It's just two people who are committed in a relationship and are married and legally bound and are doing all it takes to make the marriage work. So to my wives who are watching, your role as a wife is to ensure that you are doing every single thing that it takes to make your marriage work. Marriage cannot be the same thing for two people. What is happening in your marriage dynamic is different from what's happening in someone else's marriage. So, what is your marriage dynamic like? What's your marriage like? You need to understand that for yourself and yourself alone. And then as a wife, do everything within your power to ensure that you're doing all that it takes to make that marriage a success. I put down here that the role of a wife is to go all in. Go all in. Do whatever it takes to make the marriage work, to make the marriage thrive, and to make the marriage a success. Remember, you are legally bound to this man. You're committed to him. You guys have become one. And if it's a healthy marriage, then you must be playing your role as a partner to ensure that the marriage is thriving, regardless of whatever physical role or spiritual role or emotional role that may be to you, depending on your family dynamics. Does that make sense? So go all in. Don't be a laid-back wife. Don't be a wife who is just waiting for the husband to be the one doing all of the work. If you are in a committed, healthy partnership with a man and you're already maritally engaged and involved, then it's important that you do not take the back burner or take the back seats. You're doing everything to actively ensure that the marriage is thriving. Don't be a wife who doesn't invest in the development and the growth of her marriage. Look at your marriage like a building or a business that's being developed or something that's being done. You want to ensure that you are contributing one way or another to the development or the growth of that building or of that business. That's how your marriage is. You don't want to be a team member who does not contribute what she can, either physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, to the marriage. You definitely should be an active player in your marriage. That's the role of a wife. Now, based off of your family dynamics, you can now pinpoint and say, okay, these and these and these and these are things I know I can do as a wife to ensure that my marriage thrives. Now, with that being said, let's now move on to the role of a girlfriend. Now, my dear elegant single ladies who are in the dating phase, you need to remember that you are not legally bound to the man that you are currently in a relationship with. So my first advice to you would be, as you are loving with your heart, be thinking with your head. Stop playing the role of a wife. Like I have defined what a role of a wife is. A wife goes all out. She goes all in. She puts all of her eggs in one basket because there is no going out of that thing. She's there, committed. If anything happens, she gets her reward. Even if she decides to divorce the husband today, there is a legal reward for her. The man can't just part ways with her and let her go. There is a legal reward for her. But as a girlfriend, a man can wake up tomorrow and tell you he's done. He's not interested in you anymore, and there's nothing you can do about it. So again, I'll say this, as a girlfriend, as you're loving with your heart, ensure that you are thinking clearly with your head. Don't go and get yourself involved in lifelong commitments and engagements with a man. So for example, don't start up things like businesses when you are not clearly defining the dynamics of that business, or you don't have a legal contract that protects you or binds you or guides you during that business. If you are just in the girlfriend stage, ensure that if you're doing a business with a man, you have legal documents that protect you just in case something goes south. Don't go and commit to purchasing an asset together or investing in something together just with the hopes that this man has said, okay, he will marry me in the future. My dear elegant ladies, anything can happen. You may be in love with a person today, the love is sweet, it's rosy, everything is going smoothly, but tomorrow the story may be different because human beings are ever changing. The circumstances, situations are ever changing. And then just because the man is lovey-dovey and sweet and nice and says all the sweetest things to you today, does not necessarily mean that he's going to marry you at the end of the day. Now, this is not to say that you don't commit and do things that help the relationship grow or thrive. Of course, you do things. If you're already in a committed relationship in your dating phase, of course, go out of your way to ensure that you do what you can to ensure that your relationship is thriving. But don't make life-altering decisions. Don't go spend all your money. Don't take on the role of a wife or a mother. Don't spend all of your earnings, all of your savings, because you're trying to make this man see that you really love him, especially if you are the one who is actively loving more than he is loving, and you can see it clearly. And then it's like you are trying so hard to please this man or show him that you actually care or love him, and then you think that by doing what you're doing or helping the way you're helping, it shows the man that you're committed. So you need to let your intuition guide you as a woman, and thankfully we've been blessed with a big dose of intuition. Develop your intuition and let it guide you during this phase so that you know what exactly it is you're supposed to be doing and what you're not supposed to be doing. If you clicked this video thinking that what I was going to say is playing the role of a wife when you're just a girlfriend is maybe you just going to his house to cook and clean, that's not the role of a wife. That's not the role of a wife. You can cook for your boyfriend. You can clean for him if you have the time to do it. You can do all of that. But then don't make commitments that you know has cost you an arm and a leg when you are just a girlfriend. Know when to draw back and hold back, no matter how exciting or pleasing or sweet or rosy everything may be going. Because trust me, when you're experiencing joy and love and fulfillment in your relationship, your brain is just wanting to see or do things that's there's a huge dose of dopamine that has been released, and dopamine sometimes can make you do things that you're not supposed to be doing. So again, like I said, when you are loving with your heart, let your brain be working as well. And don't make lifelong commitments when you're just a girlfriend. Does that make sense? So I don't intend for this video to be a very long one. To wrap things up, what I would say is that some men are not really sure exactly what it is that they want. Some men actually take on girlfriends because they want to satisfy some emotional pleasures or need, and they don't really have like good concrete plan for you. A man who is serious about you is definite. He's very, very definite with his words. His actions are very well aligned with his words. He tells you in clear terms what he is there for, what he is about. He is very sincere in his approach. He's not manipulative. He's very direct. He's honest. And you need your intuition to be playing an active role at this time, so that you're not just falling for someone who is just an empty vessel and has come to waste your time, your energy, and your resources. Ladies, learn to listen to your intuition. Whether you're married or single, learn so hard to listen to your intuition. Your intuition talks to you all the time and it never lies to you. So if you're a single lady watching this video and you're currently in a dating phase, I ask that you pay very cautionary attention to the details or the dynamics of your relationship, so that you will not get yourself hurt at the end of the day. Remember, a man who loves you and a man who truly cares about you will be very honest, sincere, and direct, and his words will literally match his actions. And even when his words are matching his actions and he's sincere and telling you this is what his end game for you is, still don't make lifelong commitments with this man as long as you're still a single lady who is not married to him yet. Only make lifelong commitments like buying a house, buying an asset, starting up a business, spending your investment and all with a man when you are married to him legally, and in the eyes of his family, the law, and God, you are his legal wifey. Okie dokie, that's all that I have for you in today's video. If you have more to say about this topic, please, I'd really love to hear from you. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section. Let's have this conversation. These are things that we should actually talk about, so that a lot of people are becoming more aware of things like this. Okay, so let's continue the conversation in the comment section. I really love to read from all of you. All right, family, I'll see you again in another video. Until then, remember to stay very elegant. Take care.